All right, welcome back, guys. We got something really, really special coming up for you in a few moments. We're going to be doing some takeoff talks. And what that basically means is we're going to speak to some people at various stages of their rent-to-rent journey that you may or may have not had the opportunity to meet this weekend, and give you more inspiration and more proof that this stuff can be done. One thing that was crazy yesterday was when we asked the people with the deals to stand up. That was mad, right? Like, did that inspire you guys if you've not got deals? It's one thing me saying, yeah, and a handful of people, but to see that amount of you that have got deals is really, really, really special. And I just want to thank everybody. In case I forget later, thank everybody for your time. I hope you got value. It's been an absolutely amazing weekend. Who wants to do this again next year? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We may do that. So the way this is going to work is I want everybody to make sure that they make some super, 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 super loud noise to welcome these guys and girls on the stage. So on the count of 3, we're going to make some noise for the takeoff crew. Now let me just do a count up to make sure everyone's got a chair. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Team Takeoff. Coming in, coming in. Guys and girls, coming in. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. So, do me a favor. If you've met any of these ladies and guys this weekend, just give me a sign. Okay. If you have, then that's fantastic. But I want to make sure that you get as much inspiration as possible. And I think it's really good to hear people's stories. By the way, who appreciated Kofi's story? Yeah. Wow. Absolutely epic. And for all the Londoners out there, I know that you can relate in particular, and some of those things he shared is unbelievable. So what we're going to do is we've got 2 couples. Okay, so we've got like a Jody and an Alice sandwich. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start on the far end, and we'll just introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from, and a little bit about what your why is in terms of rent to rent.
So I'm M&A. This is my fiance. We'll get married in August, husband to be. We are in our area for our deals is Wimbledon, and we live 15 minutes up the road in New Malden. And the why is really our children. We have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and Rob does really long hours at work. And I just want him and us all to be able to have a lot of time together at home whilst they're young and growing up, so we can just do lots of great travel and stuff together whilst having a good income from property rent to rent.
Perfect. And how many deals are you on?
2 rent to rent deals.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Now, this is really interesting because technically what happens is that when you get a deal, okay, you enter Team Takeoff, and then when you're doing 10 grand a month of rent-to-rent revenue, which is normally about 4 or 5 grand a month, you graduate to first class. And I feel like you guys are like right on the edge. What's been your biggest sort of revenue month so far?
So we started with you guys in September. We got our first deal, which took us by a bit of surprise in October. Got that set up in 2 weeks. Found another deal the following 2 weeks. So by December, we had 2 operational SA units.
Wow.
A 4-bed and a 5-bed. And thank you. And I think December we made 16k.
Oh, wow.
Between the 2 houses, yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Congratulations. Okay then, I'll pass the mic on to Jode. Do you want to introduce yourself, mate?
Hey guys, I'm Jody. Some of you have already spoken to me. That light is very bright, so I can't see anyone. So yeah, we're in Watford. I've got 2 deals at the minute. We picked up the keys for the second one 2 weeks ago. They're both doing really well. Our why, initially it was money. He just wanted money. I wanted money. I'm very money hungry. Now it's I I don't like my job anymore, and I really like this new model of business I'm in. So I just kind of want to go full time into that. That's the biggest why. Sack my boss.
Amazing. So 2 deals. How long did that take you?
Um, so I personally feel like I slacked a little bit. I got my first one within 3 months, so that within the 90 days. Second one obviously has come a year later, but we've just come across a block of four flats that we might go for. So that could be 6.
Perfect. And like in terms of, so you mentioned you want to sack your boss. Like, have you set like a timeline on when you're going to do that?
Yeah, my birthday, so May, a couple months.
Perfect. So basically, what you're saying is, when we see you next year, you won't have a job, right?
Oh, 100%. No, I'm out.
Okay, cool. We'll hold him to that, yeah? Okay, pass the mic, please, mate. Alla, do you want to intro yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. Can I just say this is really cool? There is a timer here and no
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah, we've got some stuff, man. We're cool. And every now and then they
Something
just like,
going on here.
every now and then they put swear words on, and that's why I get distracted, right?
Yeah, so hello everyone. It's me, Ala. I'm originally from Sudan. I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi. I'm in UK just for 10 years now. I'm coming from an IT background. I'm an IT engineer. I'm a coding kind of person. I'm not going to quit my job. I love my job, and I'm not going
Yeah,
to
just to clarify, Alla, how many deals have you got?
I just signed the 14th one last Friday.
Yo, like the amount of times you've had conversations about this, I'm like, is it time to maybe sack your boss? And it's like, nope.
No? No, and can I just share and say, if I'm able to do this with a full-time job, 9 till 5, and having 14th rent-to-rent with a single mom, 3 kids, 14, 11, and 9, 3 boys, everyone can do it. So, guys, please, no excuses at all. Everyone can do it. And Simon was part of that journey. We cried together, we laughed together, we did everything together. So, everyone can do it. Please do it. um, so, yeah, I'm based in Leeds. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, so Alla, obviously you far surpassed first class. Like I think you're like you're on the way to the £1 million club, as we like to call it. I know Ed's joined that, and there's a couple of other people that are close to that. So I reckon we won't expose your figures off, but I know, do the math, guys. 14 deals, big essays. Yeah. It's a lot. And last but not least.
Hi, Matt and Kasia.
Hi.
So do you just want to just tell us a little bit about what your why is?
So I'm employed full time. I like it, but I also hate it at the same time. Lazy by nature. Yeah, just want to be in charge of my own time, and just work for myself, not for someone else.
Sweet. How about yours, Kaz?
My why was pretty much the same, so I don't have to work for somebody else. I was lucky enough that I could quit my office job few years ago, because our journey with property started in 2019, where we started to buying properties to let it out. So it wasn't like a SA, but we've got now 6 properties, and it's kind of with the new mortgage rates and everything, so it's not really turning to what we want it to be at this point. And we also got bored with this strategy, so we thought that we tried this rent-to-rent, focusing on service accommodation, and we chosen Simon to be our guide in all of this. So yeah, that's the story, but the why is
amazing.
behind this, just to just be creative with what we do, so give us a financial freedom and enjoy life. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been amazing to work with you guys, because you guys are on the 90-day. And just how long did it take for you to get the first deal?
So our first deal went live 2 weeks ago.
Wow, how's it going?
So 3 months. Yeah, we've got first booking coming in. It's looking good. Yeah. We've done it all through the agency though. We didn't go directly to the landlord. We dealt with the agents, and it was a good experience. So they're not all bad. Most of them are. The moment you mention a company let, they just say no. But this agent was very helpful along the way. So yeah, it is a way to do it. Like it is possible.
That's fantastic. Okay, sweet. So to go back to M&A and beautiful husband to be, you guys started in buy to let too, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we've been buy-to-let property developers and investors since the last 6 years. 6 years. So we've maybe done about 6 or 7 refurbs.
Yeah. So because it's funny, isn't it, to see obviously on the one hand you've got people that go to rent because it's an entry level and it's more accessible, but then on the other hand, people buying property are actually thinking, because when I shared the models with you earlier on this weekend, you can't deny when you see it's either one purchase property, especially down these ways, or a lot of rent to rents. It is tough. So the penny obviously dropped for you,
Exactly.
and so now you've actually done it. Is it what you expected?
Yes, it's exactly what I expected. Good cash flow. Better cash flow for less money to get into a deal. So we had some money that we could have potentially bought our next house with. But rather than do that, Rob had been listening to your podcast, and he was like, I think we should do what this guy's doing, because all that money that it would have cost us to get our next buy-to-let investment, and obviously, like you demonstrated yesterday, you've got your stamp duty, you've got 25% deposit. It's over 100 grand easy for a 2 or 3 bed house.
The time it takes
Yeah.
to complete on a house
Yeah.
is what, maybe 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
We've already demonstrated in 3 months we got 2 deals. So we had our money out way sooner than we ever would have from a standard buy to let.
Yeah, so with that same money, rather than get that one buy-to-let, we were able to fund our first potentially 5 to 10 deals with Rent to SA. So that's what we decided to do, and it's going well. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And you know what? There's an interesting theme I'm seeing here, because I know M&A, you're like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in some ways you're leading the charge on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Because Rob, you're still in
It's
employment and
full-time
stuff.
work, yeah.
And then when we spoke to Ricky and Roxy yesterday, like Ricky, the dark horse, has like listened to every single video and done all the groundwork, and he's like it just goes to show how important it is to have that partnership and understand that different people will bring different things to the table, like myself included. Obviously, I'm the face behind it, but my partner, absolutely crucial. When I told my story, she was absolutely instrumental. So it's nice to see couples doing it. And there's a load of couples in here and families, mum, dad, and son here, that are actually being hugely successful. Joe, what would be your biggest tip or the biggest thing that you wish you knew sooner?
Keeping myself accountable on the amount of viewings I was doing. 100% that. Yeah. I feel like when you're starting out, you get all the information in, you like, 2 viewings here this week, 1 viewing next week, that'll be enough. Yeah, a deal will come, Simon says so. But then you've actually really got to take into account how badly you want this deal to come, because at the end of the day, this is your business. So you've got to make sure that you're keeping yourself accountable. You're doing 10, 12, 15 viewings in 2 weeks, 1 week, whatever you can do, and that deal will soon come. But that's how success is created.
Amazing. Allah, Miss £1 Million, SA or HMO?
Both.
Rent-to-Rent 2.0.
Both. Definitely both.
So just want to tell your journey about sort of what you was doing before we connected, and then how you ended up getting your first deal.
So I was part of the other property companies, let's say, and I've attended lots of masterminds and master classes. The knowledge I got is really good, but I just felt there is something missing, and till I found you, Simon, online, and I felt like, you know, he was like one of those guys that come to your social media like, you know, the people that talk all the time, post, and it's like, okay, what's the story of this guy? I'm just gonna follow him. Why he's talking too much? Why he always appears in my social media? Like, who's this man? So I followed him. I followed you, Simon, for like 2 months or something like that, and I was like, okay, he's okay, he's good. I'm gonna give him a ring. So I contacted you, and I remember I had an issue. So I had a business partner in the past, and I had an issue with him. He was a very negative person, and he had like this bossy personality that did not allow me to be creative in the business and add things to the business. And I truly believed like this rent to rent can work in Leeds. He was completely the opposite. Like, this is not going to work in Leeds. So I felt like I can't work like this, and I really, really wanted to do this because I always had this passion about interior design, and I always wanted like another stream of income. I want to enjoy my life more with this. So this is when I contacted you, and but before that, the first business partner, he was like, he called me one day. He said, you know what, I don't want to work with you. You just go. Let's just close the business. And that point, I felt like I almost gonna lose my dream because I was relying on him because he was the bossy person here. Then when I called Simon and I talked to him, I said to him, I want to do this. I do believe I can do this myself. And I had the longest shower that I can ever imagine, thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm panicking, and I remember I called my dad, who passed away 2 years ago. I said to him, I need to do this. He said, Allah, I did not bring a quitter in this word. You are a Kandaka. Kandaka is my company name, by the way, and it means a warrior queen. So, thank you. So yeah, it's Kandaka Properties. Please follow me on Instagram. And this is when I spoke to Simon then and explained to him everything. And then he said to me, let's do it. Let's do it. And this is how I started. He completely changed my life, 180 degrees different. I'm able to do lots of things. And just mentioning I know I'm taking a long time on this, but I feel like...
I think it's good value. We're enjoying this, right?
Sorry about that. I was trapped in Sudan war last year, if anyone heard of that. And I was actually evacuated by the military service, military aeroplanes. And one of the biggest thing that I've realized that why I want to do this rent to rent even more and more, because I was able to come to UK, but my family were still in Sudan. So because rent to rent, I managed to book them all tickets to go to Dubai and rent them a flat in Dubai.
Wow.
So it did change my life. It did change my life.
That's a lot.
I don't know if I answered my question. Your question? I don't even
No,
remember the question.
Wow. Jeez, yeah, that was crazy. I mean, no, it is deep though, because you know when we talk about the doubts and the frustrations and the fears, and you feel like you're standing on the edge of a cliff, and it is a massive leap of faith, especially when you've got other people around you that don't believe. And I know there's some people in here that have come along to support a spouse, a partner. Maybe they were on the fence before. I hope you're in now. But I can't stress enough how important it is to support people, because it's such a brave act. Like doing this. Like most people don't want to better themselves, and they're just stuck to their reality. And I'll never forget speaking with you after, because there was a slight transition phase with you and your business partner. And I'll never forget it when I spoke to you, and you was in some ways broken, but I heard this passion in you, and I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. And then you came up with your business name. You came back to me like week 2 and said, you know what, Simon, I'm going to be called Kandaka. And I was like, what does that mean? You said Warrior Queen. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then, I don't know if you've seen Alice's properties, but if you haven't, you should follow her on Instagram, because they're unbelievable. And yeah, very, very proud of you.
Thank you. Follow me on Instagram.
Okay. Let's speak to Cass and let's ask this question then. So in terms of like you guys, you've got these 6 buy-to-lets that are generating you income. Cass, you're already not in work because you're financially free from them, are you?
Yes, so that was the reason I was able to quit the office job. But yeah, I wanted to follow my other passion, which is interior designer. So I was working as an interior designer, and I was able to quit the office and start my own thing without the pressure of finances because of the income of the properties. So.
Beautiful. And so let's set some goals then. So, we've seen a bit of the past. We're going to do a big exercise in a minute where we're all going to set some goals because it's time to start reflecting and get ready to go tomorrow morning. So where do you want to be at the end of this year?
Yeah, so we want to have at least five deals in our area that will generate enough income for him to leave the job.
Beautiful.
And just so we can travel, we can focus on our passions, and yeah. So.
Beautiful. It's a great goal, right? Make some noise for that one. So 5 deals by the end of the year. What does that look like cash flow wise in your mind?
So yeah, that magic 5K,
5K.
would be enough to comfortably leave. So Matthew can leave the job, and we can still have some income from the other properties.
Beautiful. And just to give you a little bit of support or guidance there, and everybody in the room, and I'm sure Alla and Emily and Rob will agree to this, I always like to focus on cash flow goals because 2 deals that make you 5 grand is better than 5 deals that make you 5 grand. Because when we talk about the money and the time, and you guys enjoying that, in some ways I wish I was starting again. Because if I knew what I knew now and I was starting again, I would really build it in a different way and a more effective way and a more strategic way, because you can get some deals that might generate 2 grand, 3 grand, 4 grand, 5 grand, especially some of the bigger SAs, right, Alla? What's your biggest SA doing, like on average?
7K a month.
Profit?
Yes. Yeah. It's a 6-bedroom. Five of them are all en suites, and it's contractor bookings that they come and stay in that room.
Do you see what I'm saying? Crazy. So you might be able to just do that. So you should. I would say buy Ella a drink, but they're free. But
I'll buy you drinks.
Find out more. You guys connect. Find out more about the deal. And just for everyone out there, whereabouts are you guys based?
Colchester, Essex.
Colchester. Anybody else in Colchester, Essex area? Okay, connect, man. Remember. M&A, what you doing? I know when we first started working, obviously you guys are one-to-one, so you get me all to yourself. But you said to me, listen, Simon, and you're not the first person to say this. What did you say to me?
I said I'll be your biggest success story.
Okay. Well, you got big shoes to fill.
It's a matter of time. Shots fired. It's all love, obviously.
No, so where are you going to be? What's your goal for this year?
So we set a goal of 1 deal a month. But like you said, it's a good quality deal a month.
Yep.
That we want to clear 3K cash flow on each of those deals. So hopefully, or by the end of the year, we will have 14 deals. And if we're conservative and they're each clearing 2K, then hopefully we'll be on 28K cash flow.
What do you need all that cash flow for, man?
Well, because I want to have 2 more children.
Okay.
And my mum's checked out. She's not going to be my nanny anymore. Or she doesn't want to help out with them. So I need to be able to afford a nanny. And I want us to do really fun family trips and Rob to leave work.
Jody, man, where do you want to be by the end of the year?
I've said to myself I want 10. I thought that's going to be very, very difficult. I'm not going to lie, considering the time frame it's taken us to furnish this one that we've just had now. But then again, deals can come in packages of 2s, 3s, 4s. You never know what you're going to get. So it's quite easy when you just kind of break it down and take it step by step.
Beautiful. And last but not least, Ala. And these goals could be different, but let's hear them. Where do you want to be at the end of the year?
So I want to have 6, 2 HMOs, 4 SAs, and 1 purchase.
Like it. Beautiful. So you're moving into BRR?
Yes.
Sweet. Using
I'm not
rent-to-rent.
moving. I'm just changing the strategy, but I'm still doing rent-to-rent.
Using rent-to-rent cash flow.
Yes, completely rent-to-rent cash flow, 100%.
Which is of course, that's the holy grail. Who wants to do that, right? Eventually, we want to build that cash and buy properties we own. So, guys, did you find that useful? Yes. Okay, sweet. Well, thank you very much for coming on stage, guys. Round of applause, people.